Okay guys, it's cold out there. I'm gonna go take a drive out there, but it's cold out there. It's like minus 27 out there right now with wind chill. Look at this. That is cold. Okay, you can't see cold, but it is. It's cold out there. I don't really want to go out very much today, but let's go for a drive. Alright guys, we are on our way. So this looks a little bit icy back here. Never mind, this looks really icy back here. But once we get onto some of the main roads, it seems to be much clearer. Some of the side roads are going to be icy, but this one looks pretty good. So I'm just going to go straight at this four-way stop. Like I said earlier, I'm going to focus a bit more on left turns. Although you're going to get a little bit of the winter look too. And obviously we'll have a couple of right turns along the way. And with that, let's get started. So at this intersection, I'm going to turn left. I don't have any signs telling me to stop or yield. I do have to yield to oncoming traffic, but it appears that I don't have any. And I need to check for any pedestrians crossing on the left side. This road looks a bit icier, so I'm going to keep it slow. Like I said, we're going to have some winter roads in here. I'm going to turn right at this intersection. I've got a yield sign, but it looks very icy. So I'm going to take this one a little bit slower. The road's starting to look a little better here now. Okay, so I'm going to turn left at this intersection. Same as the last one. I don't have any signs, but I am going to look for oncoming traffic to yield to and check for pedestrians on the left. At this intersection, I'm going to turn left. I've got a solid green light. I need to yield to oncoming traffic and any pedestrians crossing on the left. I also need to be aware of the traffic light in the event it changes to yellow. In that case, I have to be prepared to stop. Okay, so we got a left turn again. This one's going to be at some traffic lights, and it's a dual left turn lane. I am on what you call the inside lane, and the car to my right is on the outside lane. So when I do take this left turn, I need to keep it to the inside around the corner, and the white car is going to be taking it wider to end up in the further lane. And just like that. And voila! Easy peasy. And I am going to turn left at this intersection. So again, I have a traffic light. When the light changes green, I'm going to yield to oncoming traffic and any pedestrians crossing on the left. And I'm going to show you this right turn. Just because it's a little bit different, it's actually a dual right turn. And it's also got a sign that says no right turn on red. So that is for either lane. With this one, I guess I could say I'm in the outside lane, and to my right would be the inside lane. So quite similar to when we made the dual left turn. I will take the furthest lane when I come around the corner, and if any vehicle is on my right, they will follow the curb around the corner. Another left turn here, yielding to oncoming. approaching this intersection. It says there's a one-way going to the right. We wouldn't want to make a left turn here. We're going to make a left turn at this intersection. This is also a one-way. Notice the sign above? Now when you turn onto a one-way street, you want to turn into the first lane. So if you're turning right, you're going to take the closest lane around the corner. When you're turning left, you're also going to take the closest lane around the corner, which will be on the left side of the road. Our brain is naturally going to think that we have to turn wider onto the road. So notice the sign, turn into the first lane on the left side of the road. So watch this diagram here. So this is our lane to start from, and this is what the road looks like that we're turning onto. So I'm going to draw an arrow showing you the path that your car should follow. Just like this. And if you need to, pause this video and take a good look at it. We are on a two-way road, so we do still have to yield to oncoming traffic, and we do still need to look for pedestrians crossing on the left. Now, as we approach this intersection, we are currently on a one-way road. We have a sign that tells us multiple times which lane to be in to make a left turn. So we first of all have the black sign that has the left turn arrow. We also have a white sign below it that says turn lane. We also have the yellow chevron sign that says you could be on either side of that island. And we also have just above the traffic light a sign that tells us again that this is a turn lane only. The other lane to our right would be for going straight or making a right turn. We are turning onto a two-way road. We need to look for the yellow line and turn into the first lane to the right of that yellow line. We also still have to look for pedestrians before we turn and for oncoming traffic. Do a shoulder check over your left shoulder into the blind spot and check if there are any pedestrians or cyclists that are approaching the crosswalk. Now here, we are on a two-way road. We have several signs above. First of all, it tells us that we are turning onto a one-way road, which again, we want to turn into the closest lane, which will be on the left side of the road. We still have to yield to oncoming traffic and to pedestrians crossing in the crosswalk. And then there are some other signs that say the parking and the right turn lane, which would be beside us. At this intersection, we're going to turn left. We are currently on the one-way street in the left lane. There are no signs above saying that we are turning onto another one-way, and you will see a yellow line around the corner indicating it is a two-way street. When you make this left turn, you need to be in the left lane to begin, and you need to turn into the lane just to the right side of the yellow line. And again, yield to pedestrians. You do not have to yield to any oncoming traffic because there should not be anybody, seeing as how it's a one-way street. At this intersection, I'm just going to go straight, but you can see by the arrows painted on the road that this lane is for going straight and for turning left. It is important to look at the markings on the road as well as the signs above the lights. All the traffic across the road are making left turns, so they are required to yield to me as I am the oncoming traffic continuing straight. Welcome to our Finley Bridge. This is a really narrow bridge. It has a sign that recommends we go 20 kilometers an hour, but it is a yellow sign. So if you feel safe going a little over that, you can. My theory is if there are no cars coming from the other way, get off there as soon as possible. If you meet another car along the way, then slow it down. Here I have to watch for the people getting into their car and anybody else that may be walking. I'm going to make a left turn at this intersection. I don't have any signs. I need to check for pedestrians. And the traffic across the road actually has a stop sign. So I have the right of way as the cross traffic has signs, and so does my oncoming traffic. So there again, it is important to watch for not just your signs, but everybody else's signs so that you know who has the right of way. At this intersection, we're going to turn left. We have a yield sign. We will need to yield to the cross traffic on the left and the right, and across the road if anyone is going straight or turning right. Even though the road is icy, you need to look for where the center of the road is around the corner and turn just to the right of that center. Making a left turn at this intersection, we have a stop sign. Again, we have to yield to the cross traffic. And with turning left, we have to yield to oncoming traffic that is stopped. And whether you stopped first or they stopped first, the person making the left turn has to yield to the other traffic. Also at this intersection, where where I've stopped, I can't see safely, so I'm just going to crawl forward a little bit. If there is no one coming, I don't need to stop again. If there is someone coming, absolutely, I have to stop and give them the right of way. Again, you're not going to see the center line. Look for the center of the road around the corner and turn just to the right of that center line. Making a left turn at this intersection, we have a dedicated left turn lane, so I need to move into this lane. When the light changes green, I need to yield to oncoming traffic. Notice the box painted in the road with the X in it. When we stop at this intersection, we need to stop before that box. The reason it is there is for larger vehicles that are turning left from our right, allowing them extra room for the back of their trailer or the back of their bus to clear your vehicle safely. If you pull up too far and you stop on that box, you are making it difficult for other traffic to make a left turn safely. Do not stop on that box. When the light goes green, then you can move up onto that box and yield to the oncoming traffic. In this case, I have a green arrow, so I have the advance to go, which means the traffic across the road is looking at a red light. We're going to turn left, of course. I have to yield to oncoming traffic, and I am crossing the Trans-Canada Highway, so I need to be very particular of where I'm looking for which lane I want to turn into. Okay, now let's talk about reverse left turn lane. This is the sign for a two-way left turn lane. So I'm going to show you some other videos of other people that are doing it and give you a diagram of how it works and give you a rundown of how it works. So first of all, in this diagram, it shows you two of the lanes for going straight from either direction. And then in the center, in those yellow lines, is a two-way turn lane. So you can use that lane to make a left turn, but the oncoming traffic also uses that same lane to make their left turns. So again, in this diagram too, same thing. In this video, as you're driving, you see your approach coming up. You want to make a full lane change. So you're going to check your mirrors, you're going to check your blind spot, you're going to signal, and you're going to move over into that lane. Now, don't move over too early in the event that somebody from the opposite direction needs to use it before you get to your turn. So wait till you're closer to the turn. Then yield to your oncoming traffic and make your left turn as normally what you would. When you turn left out onto a road with this two-way turn lane, you're going to go all the way across your oncoming and that lane and then turn into the first lane on the right side of that two-way turn lane. Does that make sense a little bit? I'll show you another video of how it looks, and if you have any questions about it, leave it down in the comments and I'll try to answer whatever I can for you there. So coming up to this intersection, we have a dual left turn lane. We have two vehicles in front. Each one is making their left turn. The truck in the left lane will stay to the left as it comes around, and the car that's in front of us will stay on the outside lane, just as we will too. And making a left turn at this intersection. We have a stop sign. We're going to stop just before the stop line. And I've got concrete fences on both sides of me, so I can't see the traffic coming from the left or the right. So I'm just going to nudge up a little bit. Okay, I can see a little bit better on the left. Still can't see the right very good, so I'm going to nudge up a little bit more and go right up to the edge of the road if I need to. There, I can see better. Okay, so when it's safe on the left and the right, and from across the road, I will make my left turn. At this intersection, I obviously am going to turn left again. I have a flashing green light, so I do not have to yield to the oncoming traffic or any pedestrians. I need to be in this lane to make my left turn, and look for my yellow line around the corner and take the first lane around the corner just to the right side of the yellow line. And I'll make a left turn at this lane, moving into the left turn lane. I have a flashing green arrow, so the oncoming traffic sees a red light. I'm looking around the corner to find my first lane and turn into my first lane. Turning into the parking lot here, I'm going to check my mirrors and my blind spot on the left and signal. I'm going to slow down. I see my approach for the parking lot. I'm going to yield to any oncoming traffic. I have no oncoming traffic. I'm going to look over my left shoulder one more time and then turn into the parking lot. So I've parked not too far from an intersection, just to give us a better look of watching the other traffic interact. What lane they're turning into? Are they pulling their vehicle out into the intersection when they're waiting? So we're going to watch all the vehicles that are turning left to see who they're yielding to. Anybody that's going straight or turning right. So we're going to watch these vehicles making left turns. I want you to keep an eye on the white SUV that's directly in front of us and how they interact at the light. So they're making a left turn. They've yielded to that one vehicle, and now they're turning into their closest lane. We have a black van that's in the left turn lane, I believe. Okay, they waited for the two vehicles that were oncoming and now made their left turn. Now notice the white truck. It has stopped in the intersection. It was waiting for the oncoming traffic, and then they're able to make their turn safely. The other vehicle that was in front of us also made a left turn, and it was clear, so they just continued through. Let's zoom in a little better here. So I hope this has helped you today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below. Share this video if you feel it will help anybody else learning to drive. And turn on your notifications to be sure you're the first one to watch my next video. Thank you, and have a great day.